Hello, this is Brian. Today is an awesome Wednesday, May 25th, 2022, late morning here in Mission Trails Regional Park. So, I'm near the old Mission Dam site and just about to hit it up over there. I was doing a couple of videos. This is my first outing since moving from North Orange County. So I'm here just enjoying this beautiful old coast live oak. One of the noblest of trees found here. Well, they're all noble in my opinion, all the trees, but just one of many awesome species of trees and shrubs found here in the beautiful San Diego County area. So this will, I guess we can call this a ode to Coast Live Oak Part 2. I did an ode video to Coast Live Oaks back in 2021 up by Blue Jay Campground in the Santa Ana Mountains of Orange County, but you just can never get tired of these immensely awesome trees and just their awesome architecture that just gives off an awe-inspiring vibe of peace and wonder. So this tree has been here for quite a while. These trees can live at least to a few to possibly several hundred years of age. It's just nice to enjoy being around the low-slung architecture of these crooked, twisty, contorted limbs. The old trunk that looks like it's withstood flooding, probably from flash floods from this wash here. As you can see, the tree is partially washed out from underneath. You can actually see daylight from the roots. So this tree's been here through a lot of, probably a lot of flash floods over the decades or centuries. Like some of these sycamore trees have probably seen it even worse because of they're right in the wash. But sometimes these coast live oaks grow pretty close to the washes themselves and have to endure periodic flooding. And it's usually not a super flood tolerant tree. In other words, it doesn't like to be in standing water. I think very few, not all, but very few oak trees like to be in flooded waters. Look, usually in this area though, floods are usually flash floods. They come and tear through and then is dry pretty soon thereafter. So as you can see, this tree has been washed out from underneath several times, so you can actually see the root system, a nice chunk of the root system of this beautiful tree. But this is the tree that gives off those vibes of peace, tranquility, especially considering what this tree has to endure: drought, flash floods, crazy, just craziness. If you just look up at the beautiful canopy of this tree, you just look up at it and just stare at it. Now, while these trees may not usually be extremely tall, they do contain a lot of biomass, so you can consider these to be sometimes quite large trees. This one's a pretty decent sized one. It's got a really nice trunk. It's probably about 4 feet, at DBH, diameter at breast height. They can get even significantly larger than this if allowed to persist without the gold spotted oak borer beetle and sudden oak death, things that have been plaguing Southern California for a while now, and fortunately so no signs of letting up. I have seen some areas where the oak trees have been disastrously affected. This tree seems to be fine. I don't see any frass or any sap bleeds. Those are usually signs of borer beetles. I don't really see any signs of that thing. Well, there's something here. Maybe this one has a more mild attack, but yeah, sometimes when you see sap bleed, sometimes that could be a sign of it. But normally, if you're looking all over the place and you're seeing it all over the place, then I would be worried. But this tree, you can tell, has stood the test of time and still doing so right now. So, and this is again, this is coast live oak, the most common oak in the lowland regions of western San Diego County, and for a large chunk of the coastal plain and foothills and lower elevation mountains of Southern California. And this is one of two varieties of this tree. This is the typical coast live oak, Quercus agrifolia variety agrifolia, which is the lowland, lower elevation and more coastal variety of this tree, and by far the much more common variety. And usually what you would do is you look underneath the leaf, and sometimes there's some fuzziness underneath the whole entire leaf, but you'll see it more prominently in the axils of the veins, where you'll see bigger tufts of hair. The other variety, Oxyidania, is much further inland and can grow up to potentially up to 6,000 feet in elevation, and is characterized by having much hairier leaf undersides that cover pretty much the entire leaf. But regardless of the variety of this tree, I've seen both varieties on many occasions. I most commonly come across the typical variety agrifolia, but both are extremely beautiful trees and are definitely, for people like me, definitely a mood lifter. I just got through a really rough move from Orange County that's been nothing but a pain, nothing but a logistical nightmare. And I'm working down at a grocery store near where I live now. I live in Santee and I work in the city next over, which is El Cajon. Work over there, and this is my first outing in 2 weeks that didn't require me moving stuff from apartment to house. So now I'm just put in a really peaceful mood by looking at this absolutely beautiful tree right here. So this is definitely, you can basically consider this like meditation. You hang out under one of these trees, it gives you such a peaceful vibe. You can feel like you're meditating. You can think and relax. Just love these trees. I love, you know me, I love trees, period. I love trees, period. Trees, shrubs, plants. Just looking at this big wall of green right here, and it just feels great. But sometimes you just feel like you're in the mood for a certain type of thing, and to me right now it's just being with this beautiful oak tree. So again, consider this my second ode. Yes, I will do that on many occasions if I find a specific specimen of a tree that I've spotlighted previously. I have done a spotlight on this coast live oak. Well, not this particular tree, but this species. I've done the spotlight on it before. I've already done one ode video, so I just wanted to do another ode video. So if I come across a tree and just feel like I need to pull out the camera and talk about, then I'll just make another ode video. And that's kind of what my ode series is all about. Look at that. Just look at the dark green canopy. Just a beautiful leaning trunk. What an awesome tree. We are so lucky to have coast live oaks. And I hope we do for an extremely long time. So hopefully that'll inspire you to go out and hang out by a coast live oak in your neck of the woods. We're very common here in San Diego County, so finding them should be no problem. But people plant them in their yards. I've germinated the acorns on them several times. It's always a pleasure. So that's going to do it for my ode video. think I will end it off with a shot of this little youngster right here. This little young oak right here. Coast live oak, Quercus agrifolia, variety agrifolia. One of our awesome members of the beech family, the Fagaceae. Oh, and there is a California Kingsnake, Lampropeltis, getula, californiae. Why is it always in San Diego County when I find all this cool stuff? It's only the second time in my life if I've ever seen a king snake in my life. Oh, this is crazy. Oh, this is awesome. Look at that. Lampropeltis getula californiae. The California Kingsnake, the black and whitish yellow banded pattern. These snakes can come in so many different patterns. Oh, this is just too good to be true. Oh, this is why I love going out and doing stuff. Look at that beautiful snake right there. California Kingsnake. That one, actually, I think it's more of a dark brown. See, the patterns of California Kingsnakes can vary dramatically. You see, it's also got some speckledness on its head, some speckled whitish. So it seems to be more of a very dark brown and yellowish white banded pattern. There are some that'll have stripes on their back, some of them that'll have lighter brown and more yellowish patterns. So these snakes can vary very widely between individuals. So this one tends to be the dark brown. Almost thought it was black, but it tends to be more of a brownish color. Let me see if I can get a little bit closer without scaring this beautiful creature away. Oh, that's beautiful. I have not seen a king snake in about 28 years. Oddly enough, first time I ever saw a California king snake was in San Diego, not far from where I grew up. I remember seeing one in this little urban canyon behind St. Mark's Methodist Church on Claremont Drive. There was one that kind of slid across me when I was kind of bushwhacking through a eucalyptus woodland. There it goes again. That is beautiful. So I'm guessing this is going to be a multifaceted video. I mean, there was no way I was not going to film this. So I talk about an oak tree, now I'm talking about a beautiful snake. So it's combining two things of high interest for me. Botany and herpetology, the study of reptiles and amphibians. So we got a beautiful little California king snake. So, a lot of things that make this snake very interesting. One other thing that makes the snake interesting, besides its variable patterns of banding and striping in complexion, is the fact that these snakes will prey on rattlesnakes. Yes, king snakes have been known to eat rattlesnakes. So rattlesnakes actually are kind of scared of these guys. I believe they have some form of immunity to their venom. I believe they do. Some type of immunity to their venom. I don't know if it's full immunity or at least partial immunity, but they have been known to eat rattlesnakes. As crazy as that sounds, so let's go see. One more look at this beautiful. I hate to keep bothering the snake, but it is just a very rare sight for me. Oh, what a beautiful snake. Just coiled up underneath this willow right here. Absolutely stunning. Oh, wow. So this is going to be like a... Yeah, this is... my day's been up to a very interesting bit here. So, I'm guessing I'm going to go let that snake be. I don't want to keep harassing the snake. As much as I love seeing them, I don't want to annoy them too much, and they're harmless. They might bite you, make you bleed a little bit, but I also don't want to be a menace to the snake. Well, what can I say? Today has been very interesting. Seeing some plants I've never seen before. Seeing those beautiful coast live oak trees that I really dig. And now herpetology is back in effect. So this is the old Mission Dam right here. And I thought I heard a bullfrog earlier, so I would not be surprised if I see a bullfrog today. They're not native here this far west, but they have been introduced and they have spread like wildfire. And they're out competing our natives, because a lot of times they'll eat our native frogs, like red-legged frogs. And I don't know if the southern red-legged frog still lives. I don't know if it lives in this area or has been known to, and that's Rana draytonii. But it'd be kind of cool to see. But I did hear what sounded like a bullfrog croaking earlier, kind of like a moaning sound. It sounded like it might have been a bullfrog. So I guess I better keep my eyes out for another herpetological find. I actually haven't seen a frog. Not seen a wild frog in a long time. And while these might not be native, they are wild because they are living in the wild. I got some larger fish in there. I'm not really good on my ichthyology, so I'm trying to figure out what kind it is. I don't know if that's going to be possible for me. Wow, what an incredible day. There's the old Mission Dam. Well, I'm going to go ahead and shut this one down, and hope you enjoyed my ode to coast live oak and my appreciation of the California Kingsnake. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on another video.